Hey guys, Angry Beast here, bringing you some World at War gameplay on the map Macon using the BAR assault rifle, or technically it's an automatic light machine gun here. And this is some more gameplay that went on for a little while, and I just want to talk about light machine guns in general. So the Black Ops 2 trailer was released. I'm pretty sure all you guys have seen it by now, and one of the things that really struck me is the amount of light machine guns that are in that video. I spotted the M60 and the M249 SAW at least in that one little trailer there, and that has me really excited. The M249 SAW is one of my favorite weapons, and it's a shame it didn't make it back from Call of Duty 4. So I'm hoping that that weapon makes a comeback in multiplayer, and we can use it and kill people with that, because that's just one of my all-time favorite light machine guns. Another thing that struck me is the presence of the M60 as well. The M60 and the M249 SAW were actually never designed to be used together. The M249 SAW is a replacement for the M60 along with the M240. So they're really it messed up a little bit there, but you know, it's the future, so they can do whatever they want to do. But let's jump into the gameplay a little bit. I think I have the bipod on my light machine gun just to reduce the recoil a little bit. And one of the things that you'll note about the light machine guns in this game is they cannot hip fire for anything there. I tried to hip fire and save the flag, and I got nothing for it. And that's unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those things that it's difficult to balance a hip fire on a weapon that fires fully automatic. But when I got a gun that's only shooting at 316 rounds per minute, I believe, I should at least be able to hip fire somewhat, you'd think. But, you know, in this game, the light machine guns are best used from a defensive position. You'll see that throughout this gameplay. When I take a defensive position, I do a lot better than when I'm moving around. It's just a fact that that's how the light machine guns are intended to be used. One of the things that they did right in this game is made all the light machine guns have unique characteristics. The BAR here is the only light machine gun, I believe, that can get 2-hit kills across all ranges. I think the DP25 gets to be a 3-hit kill after an extreme range, and all the other ones are just too weak to get a 2-hit kill at all. So I think they did a good job of having every LMG in this game having a niche. Unlike in Black Ops, where you had the RPK and the HK21 and the Stoner 63, which are all pretty much the same weapons, just with different ammo capacities, really. So, in this game, though, you definitely want to use stocking power on a light machine gun. In my opinion, you really can't choose much else, because even though the rate of fire is low, double tap sounds like a good option on paper. When you use it in real life, in an actual game, excuse me, it just ends up increasing the recoil to the point where it's completely unmanageable, and this weapon really just doesn't shine at all. I mean, you're just spraying and praying at that point, and there really isn't any tips to using it with double tap. But when you do use it with stopping power, there's a couple things you can do. You can do what Wings Redemption says to do. You can treat it like a semi-automatic rifle that only shoots at 316 rounds per minute, which can be very frustrating when considering it's a 2-hit kill at all ranges. It's nice, but considering I have to shoot it really, really slow and I have to single fire it basically because of the recoil, it can become an issue that it just doesn't stack up to other weapons. But it does have its place in the game. It has a 20-round magazine rather than a 10, and it is fully automatic. So it's basically a rifle for people who really can't use rifles that well. It's kind of like the M1A1 carbine of the light machine guns. It's the weapon that was intended for people who aren't the best at the game to use in its category. I mean, the M1A1 carbine, when you look at it, is better than all the other rifles in a lot of ways, especially magazine capacity. And that's one of those things that helps a new player out, is having a high magazine capacity allows them to spray a little bit more effectively, and it just basically ends up having a light machine gun in this game that is meant for accuracy over volume of fire. Even though it does have a high ammo capacity relative to the game, it doesn't have that high of an ammo capacity relative to all the other weapons in its class. So you end up having some interesting situations where you got stuff with people running the BARs and others running FG42, which for whatever reason actually have the same ammo capacity in this game. I believe in real life the FG42 fires from a larger magazine, but you know, it's all for balance purposes. But one thing that the BAR is undeniable in this game is its ability to shoot through cover. It has the highest penetration value in the game. It's tied with the DP28 for most damage through walls, and when you combine that with deep impact, you can literally shoot through anything. You'll see it later on in the game. I get a whole bunch of hit markers through a wall, through a concrete wall that really I shouldn't have been able to shoot through. So that's where this weapon shines. If you can put stopping power and deep impact on, you can shoot through walls for days, and you never have to worry about people really surviving your bullets through walls. So that's a very good thing. I mean, it gives it a place in the game that I don't think any other weapon can really fill. The ability to penetrate walls is something that's very situational, but it can help you a lot when it comes down to it. So that's one thing that if I'm going to do, if I'm going to play a map with a lot of cover like Macon or Upheaval, then definitely I'm going to pick a weapon like the BAR or the DP28 for higher impact. Now, generally speaking, I prefer the DP28 over the BAR, simply because the DP28 has a higher rate of fire and a larger magazine, both characteristics which help it to compete in close quarters gunfights where the BAR really suffers. If you're using the BAR, you're going to really want to be able to rely on your pistol as your backup weapon, so I wouldn't recommend switching out your pistol that often unless you're picking up a fast switching weapon already, like the MP40, because the BAR has a really long swap time and can end up killing you quite a bit. I believe in this game I have the Bouncing Betties on, but overall I'd say that it's either a Bomb Squad or Bouncing Betties that can help you the most with the one like the BAR. If you put Bomb Squad on with the BAR, you can shoot through walls and blow up those Bouncing Betties through walls and kill people like that. And that's a very effective way to use this weapon because it has a high penetration value as is, and if you combine that with Deep Impact and Bomb Squad, you can shoot people through walls, and that's always fun to do. At this point, I think my team's pushed them back to the last flag, and this is when the war game takes an interesting turn, because one of two things can happen at this point. They can either rally and make an epic comeback, or my team's going to push them. There really is no middle ground there. Just the way that war works is when you have someone push to the last flag, you're either going to have your teammates who are pushing really hard, or the opponents that are pushing really hard. And so you really can't spawn lock them at the last flag unless you are running in a full party, because people generally won't listen in this game. It's a sad truth, but people won't generally listen to your asks on Xbox Live. Just spawn trap them into the last flag, which is unfortunate. But as you can see there, I'm shooting through a concrete wall there. You really shouldn't be able to shoot through, but with the BAR DP28, it basically reduces all cover to nothing, which is one key characteristic of using a light machine gun. I think in Modern Warfare 3, they've really strayed away from. I believe that LMGs actually have less penetration than the assault rifles, which really doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, guys, the gameplay is over. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm AngryBeast, and I am signing out.